Hi everyone, I am GN Reddy, chemistry faculty. I have started my career 20 years back and I have worked in many reputed institutions with 20 years experience in this IIT JEE industry. Now I am going to start my own online classes which is GN Reddy IIT JEE chemistry online digital classes. Now I am becoming completely full time as online JEE chemistry mentor. Well, I am going to explain my program details. See this one. Here I am going to offer some courses. Okay, IIT JEE Mains and Advanced for regular students 11th and 12th standard, as well as IIT Mains and Advanced course for long-term students, even 8th, 9th, 10th foundation classes, and also at present 40 days crash course program for outgoing seniors who are going to write JEE Mains and Advanced examination. Apart from this, the one more very important program is online digital classes for upcoming lecturers. Well, so here I am going to describe my program commencement dates. These are the date of commencement of classes for various programs. Yeah, presently, so I am going to start 40 days crash course program for JEE Mains and Advanced, which will be commenced on 21st July, as well as next online digital classes for upcoming lectures. So it will be very important and which is very helpful to lecturers who are having real aspirant to become a good lecturers. That will be started on 9th August, and even for regular students 11th, 12th IIT JEE Mains and Advanced, it will be started on 27th July, and for 8th, 9th and 10th class students the foundation classes will be started on August 1st. Okay, this is my program, and at present, so 40 days crash course program is on the track. It will be commenced on 21st July, 3 days to go for this. Okay, well, here I would like to present my online class representation by using some three-dimensional visualization. Here I am going to explain some concepts from solid state, which is NaCl structure. See here, sodium chloride structure. Right, in solid state, every crystalline solid adopts a definite three-dimensional packing. Here, many three-dimensional packings there, all crystalline solids adopts a suitable three-dimensional packing. The different type of three-dimensional packings are first one is a simple cubic close packing. Second one is body centered cubic close packing. Third one is hexagonal close packing. And the fourth one is CCP, that is a cubic close packing, which is also known as FCP, that is a face centered cubic close packing. Here I am going to explain sodium chloride structure. Sodium chloride structure adopts this cubic close 3D packing. To understand this 3D packing, first we have to see how 3D packings will be formed. So 3D packings is obtained from the combination of many 2D layers. And how this two-dimensional layer will be obtained? That can be obtained from combination of many one-dimensional lines. So it will be obtained from many one-dimensional lines. Right? Here in solid state, if you consider any 3D packing, our constrained particle, that may be ion or atom or molecule, that will be treated as a rigid sphere, and these rigid spheres will be arranged in a definite 3D packing. To get the 3D packing, first we have to see 2D packings, and to get 2D packings we have to use one-dimensional lines that can be clearly visualized here. See this one, and these are the different 2D packings. If you look at here, this is the one-dimensional line. One-dimensional line means the rigid spheres are placed along one direction. Even this is one more one-dimensional line, one more one-dimensional line like this. These are the one-dimensional lines. So if you look at this, this is one-dimensional line. But the overall picture is treated as a two-dimensional layer. Here also we can take it as one-dimensional lines like this. And this is also overall picture of two-dimensional layer. As per our IIT JEE syllabus, these two-dimensional layers will be taken as square close packing layer, square close packing layer, as well as hexagonal close packing two-dimensional layer. So these are the two different type of 2D packing layers. If you look at the pattern of rigid spheres, you can understand like these squares will be obtained. That's why this is called square close packing layer. And if you look at this pattern here, the first 1D line like this, where so these gaps there, we have to minimize those gaps. Like that we are filling the second line, and here we are getting that hexagonal ring type structure, and that's why this is called hexagonal close packing layer. Anyway, we are having so majorly two types of 2D close packing layers. That is, one is square close packing layer and the another one is hexagonal close packing layer. By using these two-dimensional layers, we can construct three-dimensional pictures. Combination of many two-dimensional layer makes finally three-dimensional picture. In this session, here I am explaining sodium chloride structure. That sodium chloride structure adopts CCP packing, that is a CCP 3D packing, cubic closest packing, so which is also known as FCP, face centered cubic closest packing. Here if you look at this one, this is one hexagonal 2D layer, hexagonal two-dimensional layer. So this type of CCP packing is ABC, 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 so on type packing. Already I explained that three-dimensional packing, by the repetition of many two-dimensional layers we will get finally three-dimensional picture. Here this is one two-dimensional layer, A, B, C. These are the different two-dimensional layers. Like that, if you arrange one by one, we are getting three-dimensional picture where all three layers A, B, C, all three layers are the hexagonal close packing layers. This is also known as closest packing two-dimensional layer. Closest packing two-dimensional layer. So all three layers are the hexagonal closest packing two-dimensional layers. Here let it is one layer, A layer. It is one layer, let A layer. Now I am considering layer A. This is layer A. And next on layer A, we have to place one more hexagonal two-dimensional layer. These are the dips obtained among these lattice points. Dips obtained among these lattice points. Where these dips there, so we have to fill those dips and so place one more layer, that will be B layer. So here this is the B layer. So in this picture, first it is only A layer, and in this picture you can see this is A layer, and this ball is B layer ball. After that we have to place again one more layer by covering the dips which are formed on the B layer. Then you are getting so this C layer. If you look at this figure, you can understand. So this is A layer, and these black balls are the B layer, and again white balls, these balls are the C layer. So first on A layer where the dips there, by covering those dips we can place second layer, that is the B layer. On both A and B layer where those dips present, by covering those dips we can place one more layer, that is the C layer. Like this we can place these hexagonal two-dimensional layers one by one. So finally we will get CCP 3D packing. That CCP 3D packing you can understand easily like this. Let this is the A layer. On A layer where these dips present, we can write this is B layer, and on B layer the dips will be covered by one more layer, that is the C layer. Like this A, B, C. On C layer again we can place same as that of first layer, that is A layer. So this is A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, so on packing. You can understand easily this one. This is one layer, second layer, third layer. Again the fourth layer is the same as that of first layer, like this ABC, ABC will be repeated, that is the CCP packing. So that can be clearly visualized here, and in 3D packing finally we will get crystalline structures, and we know in every crystalline structure smallest repeated portion there, that smallest repeated portion is unit cell. That unit cell will be taken like this. The unit cell pattern will be taken like this here. This is the unit cell lattice points arrangement from that overall 3D packing. So that will be visualized clearly here. This is the CCP packing unit cell, which is also known as face centered cubic unit cell. Why this is called face centered cubic unit cell? Because if you look at this picture, lattice points located at the corners, at 8 corners and also at the center of each face. So totally there are 8 corner lattice points and 6 face center lattice points. Here you can visualize this picture in this unit cell. Actually it can be taken from 3-dimensional figure in the slant position. That's why here I can show that 3-dimensional visualization of this smallest repeated portion unit cell by using this cubic form representation. See this one, this layer is taken as A layer. This is A layer, and this layer will be taken as this is the B layer. This is the B layer, and this layer will be taken as one more layer. This is the C layer. This is the C layer, and again the fourth layer will be the same as that of first layer. This is again A layer. If you look at this one, this is A layer, this is A layer, and the middle two are the B layers and C layers. This is B layer and this is the C layer. So if you look at this layer wise, it is ABC, so on packing. It is the A layer, then again B layer, then again C layer, then A layer. So here the pattern will be in each layer can be described in this manner. Finally like this you will get the CCP 3D packing. And in CCP 3D packing, what we are getting, finally one smallest repeated portion will be obtained. That smallest repeated portion is unit cell. That unit cell is face centered cubic unit cell, FCC unit cell. And in this, how many lattice points present? If you look at this diagram, there are 8 corner lattice point and 6 face centered lattice point, and we know every corner lattice point contribution is 1/8 towards that unit cell, and every face centered lattice point contribution is half towards that unit cell. Based on that, if you calculate the number of lattice points per unit cell, just like based on this calculation you are getting 8 corner lattice points, nothing but 8 into 1/8 plus 6 lattice points into each contribution of altogether there are 4 lattice points. So this is the information regarding CCP 3D packing. It is ABC, ABC, so on packing, where all A, B, C are the hexagonal closest packing 2D layers. So by the consideration of this 3D packing, finally you are getting smallest repeated portion, that is the unit cell, and I have shown that unit cell in this format and even in this format, and these are the 8 corner lattice point and 6 face center lattice point representation. Finally, if you calculate, there are 4 lattice points per unit cell present. Okay, finally we got this unit cell, and so if you want to describe the overall information about that is face centered cubic unit cell, first we have to see so voids in that particular 3D packing. What is void or hole or interstitial? Void, another name, hole or interstitial. It is a vacant space among spheres in 3-dimensional packing. So if you look at this figure, this is a layer. It is one hexagonal 2-dimensional layer, and if you look at this one, it is one more hexagonal 2-dimensional layer. Even if you place one layer over the dips of another layer, among those rigid spheres also some vacant spaces will be created. Those vacant spaces are voids or holes or interstitials. So especially if you look at this CCP 3D packing, so there will be 2 type of voids, that is tetrahedral void as well as octahedral void. What is tetrahedral void? It is a vacant space among 4 lattice points. 4 lattice points when they are arranged in a tetrahedral manner. We know tetrahedral shape. So if you look at this tetrahedral void, so tetrahedral shape is like this. This is a tetrahedral picture, right? So here the center one is taken as a tetrahedral void. If 4 balls are arranged in a tetrahedral manner, whatever the vacant space formed among those 4 lattice points is taken as tetrahedral void. Even you can represent this is in 3-dimensional visualization. So like this also, see this one, this is a cubic representation of tetrahedral void. Cubic representation of tetrahedral void. Here 4 lattice points locating like this. So if you look at this one here, this is one lattice point, this is the second lattice point. On one face diagonal, it is another lattice point, and it is one more 4th lattice point. These are present exactly opposite and perpendicular face diagonals. If you look at these 2 face diagonals are opposite and perpendicular. Exactly the center point is just taken as a tetrahedral void. This is the tetrahedral void. So this is the 3-dimensional representation of tetrahedral void. If you look at this tetrahedral void here, coordination number there. What is coordination number of tetrahedral void? Every void is formed by some number of lattice points. Those lattice points makes the corresponding coordination number. Coordination number is the number of nearest lattice points which makes that particular void. To make this void, 4 lattice points will be used. That's why this corresponding coordination number is 4, right? And in this tetrahedral void radius can be represented in terms of, this is a void radius, whereas this is the ball radius, lattice point radius. We can represent this radius in terms of lattice point radius. For tetrahedral void, we can take this small r. Tetrahedral void radius is by the calculation you are getting 0.225 capital R. Capital R is the lattice point radius. This is the tetrahedral void representation. So like this we can understand this tetrahedral void. So in 3D packings, especially when our hexagonal 2D layers are arranged one by one, the voids will be generated. Those voids, especially tetrahedral and octahedral void. Tetrahedral void representation is this one. Similarly, octahedral void is also there. Octahedral void is the vacant space among 6 lattice points when they are arranged in an octahedral manner. So in the same format we can take it. And what is the coordination number of this What is the coordination number of this octahedral void? This is a 6, because here 6 lattice points are using to make that void, and we can calculate the radius of this octahedral void in terms of radius of lattice point, that is small r, that is octahedral void radius is equal to 0.414 radius of the lattice point. So this is most important information regarding octahedral void, and in a 3-dimensional space we can represent that octahedral void. So here we can represent octahedral void in a different manner. I will explain by using this face-centered cubic unit cell. So what we are discussing here, this is sodium chloride structure. Already I explained sodium chloride structure adopts CCP 3D packing. In CCP 3D packing, finally you are getting this is the face-centered cubic unit cell. In that unit cell, apart from those lattice points, voids also will be created, and those voids are tetrahedral voids and octahedral voids. Here I am representing that position of tetrahedral void and octahedral void in this face-centered cubic unit cell. This is a CCP unit cell or face-centered cubic unit cell. In this particularly lattice points there, CCP lattice points there. So those red balls are the CCP lattice points, and tetrahedral voids there, and also octahedral voids there. Already, so I have shown the tetrahedral void 3D. What is this tetrahedral void 3D representation? 3D representation is in that particular cubic form. So in this format we can take this tetrahedral void. If 4 lattice points are arranged in a tetrahedral manner, whatever the vacant space formed among these 4 lattice points, the center point is the tetrahedral void. This is the tetrahedral void. Similarly, what is octahedral void 3D representation? To understand octahedral void 3D representation, first see octahedral structure. Octahedral structure in which 6 lattice points are present like this. Among these 6 lattice points, whatever the vacant space formed, that is octahedral void. Yeah, if you consider this part in 3D aspect, so this is let x-axis, y-axis, x-axis, z-axis like that. There are 3 axes. In 3 axes, whatever the center point is there, that is taken as octahedral void, and the corresponding axis balls are the lattice points. Right? So in CCP unit cell there are lattice points, CCP lattice points, already explained, 8 corner lattice points and 6 face center lattice points. Apart from these, there are tetrahedral voids and octahedral voids also there. Those tetrahedral voids and octahedral voids are simply identified by these pictures. If you look at this one unit cell of CCP, for convenience we can divide as 8 small boxes. For every small box, whatever the center point is there, that can be taken as a tetrahedral void, because you can compare the diagram with this 3D representation of tetrahedral void, and this is a one small cube representation. Every small cube center point is taken as tetrahedral void. In this total CCP unit cell there are 8 small cubes. Apart from that, you can take this octahedral void in this picture also here. So if you extend this diagrammatic representation, like this lattice point comes here, again like this lattice point comes here. Now you can observe this is y-axis, x-axis, z-axis in 3D figure like that origin taken as octahedral void. Now this is the octahedral void picture. So see this one, this is one axis, second axis, third axis. Now this center point is taken as the octahedral white. Even this is one axis, second axis, third axis. This is again octahedral white. If you look at this picture, this is exactly at body center of the total unit cell. This is actually one of the edge of this CCP unit cell. So adjacent lattice point. Therefore, if you look at this octahedral white, it will be present at exactly body center lattice point, exactly at the body center of the unit cell in the form of body center lattice point, and also this is the adjacent lattice point. You know, in cube there are totally 12 edges, totally 12 adjacent lattice points there. So that's why in CCP unit cell, so octahedral whites present as one body center lattice point and 12 adjacent lattice points. Whereas in tetrahedral whites, this is a three-dimensional figure of tetrahedral white. So from this figure you can understand the total unit cell can be considered as 8 small cubes for the convenience. Each small cube center point is the one tetrahedral white. That's why these are the taken as the 8 body center lattice points. These are the taken as 8 body center lattice points. So from these only we can count the effective number of lattice points, tetrahedral whites and octahedral whites in CCP unit cell. Now come to the overall picture of so that CCP unit cell. This is the CCP unit cell 3D figure. So here there are 8 corner lattice points and 6 face center lattice points. That is the CCP lattice point. CCP lattice points are the 8 corner lattice points and 6 face center lattice points. Already I have explained each corner lattice point contribution is 1 by 8 and each face center lattice point contribution is half. Altogether there are 4 lattice points, 4 CCP lattice points. If you look at tetrahedral whites, already I have represented the tetrahedral white 3D representation as 8 small boxes center points. That's why these are taken as 8 small boxes center point, that is 8 body center lattice points, 8 body center lattice points. Okay, you know each body center lattice point contribution is 1. That's why totally there are 8 tetrahedral whites per unit cell. There are totally 8 tetrahedral whites per unit cell. And octahedral whites. If you look at this octahedral white already, so we have seen exactly body center lattice point, one body center lattice point of the total unit cell and also has 12 edge center lattice points. Altogether we know body center lattice point contribution is 1 and edge center lattice point contribution is 1/4. Therefore 1 plus 3, altogether there are 4 octahedral whites. Altogether there are 4 octahedral whites. So look at this one, there are 4 lattice points. These are the CCP lattice points and 8 tetrahedral whites per 1 unit cell and also 4 octahedral whites per 1 unit cell. So in this picture, red balls, if you look at these red balls are the CCP lattice points. I am explaining as per this diagram. In this figure, red balls are the CCP lattice points and green balls are the tetrahedral whites. So these are the tetrahedral whites, as well as finally if you look at that octahedral whites, those are representing as in the form of blue balls. Those are the blue balls. So this is the overall three-dimensional visualization of one CCP unit cell. You have to notice one point very clearly. It is only one CCP unit cell representation. In one CCP unit cell, there are 4 lattice points, 8 tetrahedral whites and 4 octahedral whites. If you understand this CCP unit cell three-dimensional visualization, from this you can understand easily various type of crystalline structures. So sodium chloride, even ZnS sphalerite, even a fluoride type structure CaF2, anti-fluoride type structure Na2O, even diamond structure, we can understand many structures by using this CCP three-dimensional representation. As per our IIT JEE advanced syllabus, these 5 and also cesium chloride 6, these are very important, but in these 6, sodium chloride, diamond, ZnS, calcium fluoride and Na2O, these type of crystalline solids adopts this CCP 3D packing, and this is a CCP unit cell. Now based on this, you can understand sodium chloride structure. Now look at this one. This is the sodium chloride structure. To get this sodium chloride structure, we used this NaCl CCP packing. It is a CCP packing only. Already I have discussed that CCP packing. In CCP packing, we are having CCP lattice point and tetrahedral voids and octahedral voids. These are the actual 3D figure information about CCP unit cell, that is a face centered cubic unit cell, FCC, face centered cubic unit cell. In that particular CCP unit cell, all CCP lattice points form made by Cl minus, all tetrahedral voids are vacant. All tetrahedral voids are vacant and all octahedral voids made by Na plus. Na plus. If you look at this one, the previous CCP unit cell is like this. In this picture, leave all tetrahedral voids. The remaining figure becoming as the sodium chloride. All 4 CCP lattice points and all 4 octahedral voids. So here this is a vice versa representation. I'll even explain by using 3-dimensional rotations also. Okay, this is a vice versa representation. Not only CCP lattice, chloride has CCP lattice point and Na plus has octahedral void. So unit cell is the smallest repeated portion. So that can be taken in any form. So that's why we can take vice versa combination. But practically the bigger size ion makes the lattice and the smaller size ion makes the enter into the one of the void. In sodium chloride structure, chloride ion is the bigger size ion which makes CCP lattice, and there Na plus ion, which is a smaller size ion, entered into the octahedral void and all tetrahedral voids are vacant. This is the sodium chloride structure. And finally, if you look at this sodium chloride structure per unit cell, how many Cl minus there? There are 4 Cl minus, because you know how many lattice points there? 4 CCP lattice points there. And how many Na plus there? So 4 Na plus there. Because Na plus position is the octahedral void already. So we have discussed this part in previous session. There are 4 lattice points and 4 octahedral voids per unit cell. That's why for one unit cell there are 4 Cl minus and 4 Na plus. Therefore, so per one unit cell 4:4 ions ratio, that is 1:1 ions ratio. Similarly, I explain coordination number ratio. In crystalline solid, how can you define coordination number? Coordination number is the number of nearest oppositely charged ions connected to that particular ion in 3D space. If you look at this diagram, so this is Na plus ion. Na plus ion connected to nearest 6 Cl minus 1. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Na plus ion connected to 6 nearest Cl minus. That's why Na plus ion coordination number is 6. Similarly, if you look at this diagram, so every Cl minus also connected to 6 nearest 6 Na plus. Therefore, Cl minus coordination number also 6. This is 1:1 coordination number ratio. And in numerical aspects, if you look at this is one unit cell, every unit cell has some edge length A, and where A can be represented in this aspect. What is this? This is one edge length. That edge length is covered by Cl minus Na plus Cl minus. Therefore, Cl minus radii and Na plus diameter. Therefore, 2 radius of Cl minus plus 2 radii of Na plus. This numerical equation can be used in numericals, where already I mentioned what is the small r. So that is the radii of octahedral void. For ideal calculations, meaning is without a distortion, if Na plus is occupied, then that can be treated as ideal calculation. For that, small r can be taken in terms of capital R, that is 0.414 capital R. So, but that will be used in numericals. This is the overall information regarding sodium chloride structure. Now, so you can see the three-dimensional visualization of this NaCl structure. Actually, it is only one unit cell, but in this three-dimensional visualization, I am going to explain the overall 3D packing of that NaCl. Look at this one. This is so sodium chloride NaCl structure, three-dimensional representation. See this one. This is the sodium chloride, three-dimensional crystalline packing. If you look at this figure, this is lead Cl minus, this is Na plus, this is Cl minus. In sodium chloride, if you consider one unit cell, alternate arrangement of Na plus and Cl minus there. Already I mentioned the bigger size ion makes the lattice. In that lattice, so the voids present, smaller size ion will be enter into one of the void. So like that you are getting one unit cell. This is Cl minus, this is Na plus, Cl minus. So like this alternate position, you can extend in three-dimensional space along x and y and z axis till whatever the distance. Finally, it will make the three-dimensional crystalline packing. This is the three-dimensional visualization of sodium chloride structure. Okay, so you can see clearly this three-dimensional visualization, right? So previously you have seen sodium chloride one unit cell. Repetition of that unit cell makes the overall picture of sodium chloride structure, but so this is the actual three-dimensional visualization of sodium chloride 3D packing. So this is the three-dimensional visualization, right? Well, so I am going to conclude this session. Here we have discussed the sodium chloride structure. Well, my dear viewers, you have seen my online class 3D representation. Here I am going to explain all concepts by using like this three-dimensional visualization. If you like this, follow GN Reddy IIT JEE Chemistry online classes in Facebook and YouTube. Please subscribe my channel and click the bell icon for further updates. Please like and share my channel. If anybody having interest, contact through this number and get ready for coming IIT JEE mains and advanced. Wish you all the best for all IIT JEE and advanced real aspirants. Thank you for watching this video.